Alright, here we go. Got a new game going last. Ooh, this is a very high-rated game, I would say. I don't think I can... I can't move my queen pawn, that's for sure. Two light squared bishops potentially coming in there. Have to move the c pawn. Defend the pawn. Some nice banter going off on the side there. Yeah, what he's saying is he had 3 seconds in a row and he's lost 18 points combined. It's because for each match it calculates the elo change that would happen from playing against that person once. So if he lost to one person and beat two, you know, since he has a high rating of 1700 plus, that could still easily cause him to lose points. I'm not talking about the 3 games, I'm just talking about one game. In just one game that can happen, right? Alright, I get some nice defensive setups here. And also no one's pushing in mid yet. I might want to eventually castle queenside here. Seems right. And as usual, I'm playing more defensively against the person to my left. And I also like that yellow made this move because he is also fixing the structure here. Thus probably making it safer for me to do what I want to do anyway, which is to get my king to the queen side. And one nice feature on the right over here is that I do have this backward pawn from yellow to sort of nibble on. I can get, I mean my bishop's already attacking it, but I can get a knight and also a queen in on that attack. So he has to defend this forever, whereas my pawn in front of the rook here will always have a pawn defender, since this is always fixed over here. I'm going to castle queenside. This pawn is not defended, but nothing's attacking it, and nothing really can attack it within one move, so it's probably okay. Alright, I can make my king a bit safer. I think before I do that, I'm going to move this pawn. Now red is threatening to queen, so hopefully yellow prevents that. I don't like that. I don't like yellow letting red queen. He can drop back and attack my pawn, for example. A number of things red could do with this, but I don't really like any of them. Alright, so I would say I am certainly not at first anymore. I'd say I'm in maybe third. We're just going by position. So it's possible here that, yeah, red and yellow might kind of trade promotions, which would be bad for blue and I. We're really not set up to kind of tackle that problem yet, though. So I really don't know what to do about that. Attacking my pawn, I can thrust forward here. Now I will have this backward pawn. That's sort of a long-term weakness. It's just kind of an argument to not have made that move. So, could be a mistake. Try to cover this square so his knight can't come in that way. His knight could come in the back way. I can, however, get one more defender on this, so. And I'm guessing red doesn't want to start a battle with me while everyone else is still just moving around randomly. So, it's probably okay as well. Trying to figure out what the best square for my queen is. Should also probably get my king off this diagonal. Nice. Gotta love when the trades come out from your opponents. So now some of these diagonals are getting much stronger for me as I preserve the light squared bishop. I don't have to worry about this diagonal being attacked. Getting some nice pawn pushing going here. Can potentially start thinking about tickling this. Knight drop back, capture that pawn. Probably like to have another queen before I did that though. If I'm gonna have to trade a piece on there just to capture a pawn. I have to get to the file where there's like 4 heavy pieces already on the file just to promote. It's kind of silly. I did just let that. I shouldn't have let that knight in yet. I should have pushed this one first. Oh, and I just hung that pawn. Alright. Let me just consolidate a bit. Stop that knight from coming in, guard that pawn. If Red is really belligerent about landing a knight on here, he probably can. I should not have yielded that square for him. Not really belligerent, but I mean stubborn. Okay, still like no way I can possibly promote, so it'll just be yellow and red with queens for right now. I will do this. Quite an interesting structure now that I have. If I push this pawn, would yellow trade or let me push again? Hard to say. But if I push that, then I think yellow's going to get it, bring a knight in here. Alright, well, we have made it to the mid-game without any huge catastrophes. From here on out, it's going to be a lot of piece shuffling. So we'll see how that goes. Attack on this. Red can move in now, but that's going to cause a massive knight trade, and his king will be a little bit weak. So yeah, I don't think he wants to do that just yet. Okay, so other players trading, that's good. And I'm regretting a little bit closing this side off, because if I had not done so, it might have been easier to open this up and attack red. I'll make this pawn push now, see what happens. It's easier for me to fight against yellow in this sort of simple way, because whatever happens, I get to respond immediately to whatever he does. So, ooh. Interesting. Taking that wouldn't help me too much. Maybe moving knight here would help. That does let red in, though. Red's just waiting for a chance to pounce here. If I take the bishop back. Oh, I just compromised my whole position. Maybe I didn't. Depends what yellow wants to do. He can take this pawn now. That actually helps me out a lot. Alright, I'm going to get my king out of harm's way here. As much as I possibly can. Gotta be careful for some sacks. Like, there could be a sack on here. I mean, if everything's opening up between red and blue, that'll be okay. Alright, but yellow has closed off this weakness here. Of his own. Again, I can't really do much except move back. Like, I'm curious to see what happens here between blue and red first. Gonna bring one knight back. Could trigger red to move in here. But red is already starting to push on this side, so I'm not sure if he wants to do that. Now that this pawn is moved up, I can put a knight in here. And yellow will not want to trade his bishop for a knight, even though he could. So Alright, now I have to flip the switch. Yellow is initiating things against blue, so I have to sort of catch yellow from behind now. I have to watch out for yellow's red as well here. Alright, yellow could take this now. But, you know, if yellow starts the attack, I'm gonna start chipping a little over here. Alright, so yellow decides not to really go on the offensive just yet. So probably a wise choice there by him. I'm going to take this. Alright, and this is pretty bad if they're going to be competing against my ally. Competing for, you know, a chance at the take. This really comes down to whether I can get a queen or not, and right now it still seems like definitely not. I do feel bad for blue, but I just cannot do anything about it right now. Alright, so I can take this queen. If I take this queen, I can maybe actually attack red, but the problem is he does already have a promotion, so, like... This pawn's gone. So points-wise, that was beneficial for me, but that's really about it. Still can't move this rook because my bishop's tied down. But I can double up here. Now we might see a red knight come into this location. It feels like it's about time for him to do that now. But I did take off one of his queens, so that was the point penalty he did have to pay there. No, it's not going to be that yet. Okay. I also did take my yellow can move this knight out now, since I did take the pressure off of this location. You can also move this queen. Chooses to move that knight in. Okay. Alright, next thing, red's gonna move in here and start attacking. Oh no, red can simply threaten my rook. Yeah, when you're in the middle of two people, if the person across from you gets devoured, then you are like next. Alright. Well, one saving grace is that red's king is also right here, so he might delay a little bit because of that. I need to fight tooth and nail for a promotion now. If I can't promote, I can't win. Take red spawn, dude. As of right now, I still need to take more pieces. I'm not high enough in points to beat blue, because he did a lot of piece taking before he got kicked out. Ooh. That is really rough. Yeah, I thought his only threat was to capture the pawn here. I did not see the double threat. Alright, let's see what I can do. Alright, I have a chance to promote now if I can capture this gray pawn. Hmm. Just need a couple more points. Need a few more points to get ahead of yellow. I'm not gonna be able to beat red. Too many queens. Check. Okay. Like, I'd even just take this rook and then resign. Yeah. That's all I can do anyway, so. Alright, resign. And I got the second. Okay. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Yes. Alright. There, yeah. I guess you guys can't see it because of my webcam here, but someone in the chat is mentioning my name, asking me if this will go on YouTube. I said yes, And I also said well played red because he did play that one out very well. Alright, so thanks for watching everyone, and hope to keep building the community, and let me know your thoughts in the comments.